This is a Dreamcast Junkyard production. Hello guys, this is Ross from the Dreamcast Junkyard, and this week I was lucky enough to get a hands-on playtest of Rez Infinite for PS4 and more importantly PSVR at the Game On exhibition in Tokyo. Now the Game On exhibition is an event that showcases the history of games up until the present day. It was full of arcade machines from Space Wars, Pac-Man, Pong, Afterburner, hang on, huge amount of arcade machines there, as well as consoles from all through the ages, lots of really cool stuff there. But this year there was something a little bit special. It seems that Sony had been sponsoring the event or had some involvement with it because they had their own corner of the hall dedicated to the PSVR, and they were letting people playtest one of 4 games. There were 4 games on show. They were Rez Infinite, London Heist, The Deep, and Playroom. I didn't have a ticket. If you want to get a ticket for PSVR, you have to go there extremely early. I didn't get there early enough, but there is a queue you can line up in, and any cancellations where people don't turn up, they'll just take people straight from the queue. So I queued up for about, well, it seemed like 30 minutes or so. When I got to the front of the queue, I spoke to the Sony representative and I said to her, I really want to play Rez Infinite. Is there any chance you could put me on that instead of one of the other games? And she said, oh no, there's nothing we can do. You just have to fill up whatever slots there are. So you just get automatically allocated to a game where someone didn't turn up. But either luckily enough, or maybe even though she said that, she did her best and she got me and my girlfriend onto the Rez playtesting area. That's what I'm going to show you a bit of today. Unfortunately, as is the case in most of these events, like the Tokyo Game Show, E3, these kind of things, where they're showing off unfinished games, you're often not allowed to take footage from the game in question. The game's yet to be finished, so it's not representative of the final game. They don't want me and any old Tom, Dick and Harry recording the game and posting bugs on the internet. It's bad publicity for them. But they did let us film ourselves while we're playing it. So I've captured myself playing Rez on Xbox 360, and in a minute I'll show you myself playing the game so you can see what kind of movements are involved. My girlfriend was also at the event and she got a chance to play Rez as well. One thing I thought that was really interesting was the different ways in which we played the game. Me coming from a background of Dreamcast and other consoles and having played the game a lot, I instinctively pretty much only moved the analog stick and moved left and right here and there, but I was more focused to just using that analog stick just like I have done for years. Whereas my girlfriend, on the other hand, she intuitively turned her head in the direction she wanted to face and where the enemies were coming from. And I think that's something quite important and I want to draw your attention to while watching this video. So as you can see, here we have the Sony representative explaining how to put the headset on. It wasn't complicated at all. I did fumble around a little bit, but you know, that's something that'll happen once when you first use the PSVR, and once you know what to do, you won't have another problem again. You have to push the headset, the screen I suppose, towards your face until you get a clear image, because if you don't get the correct distance from your eyes, then it does appear quite blurry. But once you've got it in place, you simply click a button, it's there in place, and you're in the game world. And that's the first thing I really felt as soon as the game started. A big difference from previous games. Like now I really felt like I was in the world of Rez. I could feel the velocity of moving. I really felt like my body was moving through the world, and within 10 seconds I had completely forgotten about anything else going on in the room. It was just me inside Rez and nothing else. It was a great experience. I have played Oculus Rift once before, but I only played saying the word play is a bit of an exaggeration. I tried a roller coaster experience, so it wasn't really a game. Compared to that, again, it was a long time ago I played, so I don't think I can really comment on which was better, and I mean, there's a lot of talk about the different resolutions, but for me, you don't know this. The resolution is certainly high enough. Like, once you're in the game, the resolution is certainly high enough not to break your immersion. If you really focus in, like if you focus your eyes into a certain area, then you can see the individual pixels, but you won't notice at all while playing the game, and as I said before, it wasn't enough to break immersion. So the levels from the demo that we played was this Area 1 I'm playing right now on my 360, but instead of the regular Area 1 boss, it went to the Area 4 boss. I guess the reason for that is probably kind of self-explanatory. A lot of people, like, imagine, are playing the game for the first time, so the first level is an obvious choice because it's the easiest. The reason for choosing level 4 boss, I guess, is that it's the only boss that really requires you to look around in 360 degrees. In 1 second he's in front of you, then he falls back behind you, then he's running on the walls, on the sides, above you, below you, so it really requires you to use the PSVR to look around. One thing about Rez that did actually kind of annoy me was how, in this situation, like that level 4 boss, if you want to look behind you, you have to hold the analog stick to the left, and it kind of takes a while to scroll into the position where you want to look, and perhaps by the time you've turned all the way behind you, the boss has already run in front of you, and then you've got to turn back. So the PlayStation VR's ability to quickly move from left to right in an instant really helped in those kind of circumstances. I am a little bit worried that this is going to affect the difficulty of the game. Not only in the bosses, but now in the entire game, you're able to look around behind you, in front of you, any direction you please, whereas the previous game restricted you to where it wanted you to look. So now, for example, it happened to me once while I was playing the demo. I missed an enemy and it flew past me. Now, in previous games, that enemy was gone. You couldn't get that enemy. You wouldn't be able to get your 100% shot down ratio. It was gone. Now you can actually, after the enemy is flown past you, you can turn back and pick off any enemies you've missed. So I feel that will make the game easier to 100%. Having said that, I'm still super excited for the game. I do hope, seeing as this is the third re-release, the fourth version of Rez, I do hope they add an extra difficulty level, because the game is quite easy for us who've been playing it for the past, 15 years now, or 10, 15 years? So yeah, it'd be nice if they add an extra difficulty level. I mean, we do know they're adding one new area, which is great. I'm really excited for that, but other than that, they haven't announced much else. So yeah, fingers crossed that we get another difficulty level or a few extra modes or something to keep us busy and to challenge us again. As for the future of PSVR, I'm really excited, not just for new experiences. I also played London Heist, another game, and that was amazing. But that's a completely new experience that you couldn't have had on a console before. But not just those type of experiences, I am also excited what the future could bring in terms of re-releases of Dreamcast games. I mean, who wouldn't want to play Crazy Taxi VR, or House of the Dead 2 VR, or Sega Bass Fishing VR, or Shenmue VR? Yeah, it would be fantastic to experience those games again. I mean, we got a lot of HD versions. Going from standard definition to HD, it was a big improvement, but I think the leap to VR is even greater. And one thing I forgot to mention earlier was that there were no overdrives in the game. For those of you who haven't played the game before, an overdrive is a screen clearing ability that you can use when you're in a tough spot to get you out of trouble. I don't think that's representative of the final game. I'm guessing that they just left it out to make demoing the experience a little bit more easier for those people who haven't had the chance to play the game before. Right, I think that sums up pretty much everything I have to say on this game from my experience. If you liked this video, and even if you didn't, please check out our webpage, www.thedreamcastjunkyard.co.uk. We appreciate it if you could like our group on Facebook, which is www.facebook.com/The Dreamcast Junkyard, and be sure to check out our roughly monthly podcast on iTunes. Thanks for watching.